Tune in, click it on and zoom in. He done brought that groove in, C's brought that boom in. Ambush and Morgan, the incomparable union. And it's time for the movement, info mixed with amusement. Educational news while it's levitating the views. Don't hesitate to subscribe, we gon' need your eyes to be glued. On the episodes we provide, never get the message confused. The perspective's always objective, let you decide what you choose. Ladies and gents, it's current events, it's political breakdowns, it's about as real as it gets. From the sleepers to wake nouns, whether the hill or the ditch. Bet your speakers awake now, and I know you feeling the pitch. Is it on? That's what that time say. Catch it any time of day. Sip something or light something, whatever vice you make. Groove when that pod play. Move if you on my way. Don't block my view when I'm watching the news with my fiance. Alright, now let's start the show.
Welcome back to News My Fiance. Raw, live, in person, live raw with Morgan Jones and myself, DJ Ambush, reporting live from the 5-alarm fire that is indeed Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your support. Be a part of the text chat fam squad and join the conversation. We are currently on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube right now. So, yeah, hop on in.
Be a part of the chat. Shout out to our studio sponsors, L&J Industries, for providing this dope space for us each week. Shout out to our production team, Kyle of Residual Audio, Jess and Ross, and our remote quality controller, Michelle, for making sure that this show happens every day. Mm-hmm. And of course, shout out to y'all for watching, listening, and staying engaged with us.
Now, before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and ring that bell. Hit the notification bell so the algorithm notices us. Become a member over at patreon.com/newsmyfiance to support our ever-expanding show. We just want to be able to pay our bills, you know, and be able to spend some time with you. So let's get this quality time popping. It's cold. It's cold in here.
We missed you last week. Thank you for being patient with us. And a lot has changed already. Yeah. You know, you can see. Shout out to Kyle in the chat, said, reveal yourself. Who is this man?
Whomst is this man?
Not a clue, actually.
Yeah. It's been a lot. Yeah.
It's been a lot.
It's a thanks. Yeah.
So I will say later in the show, we will definitely talk about a couple of things. Mm-hmm. One, I believe we started the conversation about the new U.S. attorney in L.A. If we haven't, I'll give a little background on it. But that person is moving to strike a jury's felony civil rights verdict against a cop. So crazy. That's cool. And then, you know, we're going to talk about Rodney Hinton and keeping that same energy for people.
Yeah, for real.
Because if we go with Luigi,
we need to be good.
We need to be good with Rodney.
We need to be great with Rodney.
We need to be great with Rodney.
Yeah.
But first up, let's get into a little medical investigation.
Yeah, we had off last week.
Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we had off, but for not great reasons.
Yeah.
I could not figure out what was wrong with me. I was in a lot of pain. That was new pain.
Yeah.
I'm in a lot of pain all the time. But these were new pains,
yeah,
and pains that were not going away, man. Mm-hmm. It was just consistent,
yeah,
and debilitating. Like I just couldn't do anything, which is not helpful when you have deadlines. So, real quick, voter guide coming this week.
Hey,
just not dropping today.
Yeah,
so close though.
Yeah. It looks amazing what I've seen of it.
Yeah,
so
no, it's coming together like beautifully.
Shout out to everyone involved.
Yes. But so I, was just going to ride that out. I was going to ride the pain out and just figured it was going to end at some point. Mm-hmm. Do I realize how ridiculous that is? Absolutely. 1000%. But I also don't have health care. And it wasn't like, oh, the cost will be too insane. It was like, I'm going to get there. They're going to tell me nothing's wrong, or I'm going to have to wait for 11 hours. Yeah. And then it's going to be like, maybe you should start walking. Why don't you just lose some weight, drink more water? Like, I just didn't want to deal with what the emergency room usually is for me when I am in pain. And Shout out to Ambush
Mm-hmm.
for gently reminding me that I needed to see a doctor. I needed a professional, that it wasn't just going to be me that made it go away.
And I want to be like, thank you for the thank you.
You're welcome for the thank
That's
you.
what you do. That's what you say to a thank you. You say you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll have.
I mean, you can always thank me for anything, though.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yes.
There's not a wrong time to say thank you, Morgan.
Well, thank you, Morgan.
Yeah, you're
I'll say
welcome.
thank you in advance for a chocolate-covered cinnamon bear.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Well,
So
we
I want to
have
be,
share those
yeah,
things.
I want to be clear. It wasn't that MJ didn't know, hey, I need to go to a doctor. Hey, I can't solve this myself. Hey,
Oh, right.
Ambush is the only medical professional in the house. It wasn't like she didn't know these things, right? It was more so that what has been Black women's experience in healthcare? Trash. I've been front row for it. You know what I'm saying? So it was a tough conversation because I didn't want to. I wanted to nudge her, but at the same time, I didn't want to dismiss or invalidate your feelings around not wanting to go.
Yeah.
Because you've been mistreated at the hospital dozens of times, countless times.
Yeah.
So it's like, it wasn't like, hey, little lady, I know a little better than you do. Let's get you to the doctors.
It didn't come off like that.
And I'm happy
it definitely didn't come off like that.
Yeah.
It was for sure more like, Sue, hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Because here's the thing, like, there have been like, with migraines, there's different fixes, we'll get some gummies or we'll do whatever, take some ibuprofen. What you were suffering through was pushing through the gummies, like,
oh yeah,
gummies on gummies. And
yeah.
it was like, eh. And I've never seen that for you. Never.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like a part of it. There was definitely some fear. Like, this is uncharted territory. Nah, man.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I haven't. I still got residencies to do.
Okay.
What?
Like
Medical
like
professional.
There's plural.
Yeah.
Residencies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Had I been, finished with those, I'd be in a different place and feel a little bit more informed. And but I'm glad we went to the hospital, and it was a great hospital experience.
It ended up being a really great hospital experience, which
crazy.
Number one, came at the right time because let me tell you, I was real quick to. I am also the person, I want to be very clear. Like, when my parents need to go to the ER, I'm like, quit playing with me.
Stop calling me.
Go.
Go.
Call the ambulance.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me too long to get to you. We don't I am not a person that's like, don't get the professionals involved. You know, I just want to be clear about that, because it really is for me experience based, and boy, do they just dismiss the hell out of you. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Michelle. Michelle in the chat said that avoiding doctors because they usually just shrug at you is so real.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is infuriating. And the amount of energy it takes to get you into a car, to get to the hospital, in and out of it, to then just sit there and wait. There's so much that goes into it. So and the amount of pain that I was in, I was like, I can't even imagine just sitting in a hospital right now.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
So real quick, again, shout out to you, because you didn't do too much pushing, it wasn't hard, and you didn't make me feel like I was a burden or anything, which is always what I'm thinking, because I don't know.
I was prepared to lay it on thick to coax you.
I bet you were.
I was going to be like, babe, listen, I know this is about to suck. I will hold your hand the entire time. I was like, yeah, if you want, I'd get you a wheelchair. Raise the priority level. So you're right there, like, hey, look, she's in pain. She's doubled over.
I love this.
She's in and out of consciousness. I was gonna work it.
Okay. Well,
she was gonna work.
Luckily, we didn't have to do that.
No, we didn't.
However, my blood pressure was like, how about we make this a real important issue?
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, go to the hospital, went to Good Sam. Shout out to Good Sam.
Shout out to Good Sam.
Took the best care of me, but also There was no one there.
Yeah.
There were two people in the waiting room.
Yeah.
I sat down. Maybe 2 minutes later, they called my name.
Yeah.
Went over to do the triage. She's doing the, all the stuff, and then takes my blood pressure and was like, whoa, that's high.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what? And she was like, yeah. And the number was numbers I'm not repeating. The numbers were heart attack, I think. Like, what? So I get teary because now I think I'm dying.
Right.
Like, this
Naturally.
pain is obviously not in my stomach that I think it is. It's in my heart. I am in fact having a heart. So anyway, I didn't panic. I was just like, no. And I think she saw some of that in my face. Like, I had a mask on, but like, the eyes are expressive. So she was like, we're going to take you in here. Let's do an EKG real quick. And I was like, EKG real quick. These are not words that I hear together,
Right.
A lot.
But lo and behold,
they can do that real fast. They can just like hook you up real quick. It takes longer to put the stickers on you than it does to do the EKG. Like, and those two nurses were so incredibly sweet and just affirming. Both of those women, like the first one that was doing all of the triage, she was saying, as the other one was like hooking me up, she said, we're women, we feel pain differently and we feel things in different places. So we just want to make sure we're going from worst case scenario and we'll work our way back.
And you were like,
this is like the only thing that makes sense to me, but this is not the way that the medicine gets handled, or healthcare gets handled in my experience normally. And not just with me, but also with like taking my parents or,
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, whoa, okay. I love the sound of that. Heart was fine. And the way that, like, she was just like, yep, nothing, all good. No big bads. Everything's fine. And I was like, what? You're done? And she's just hand out like the things printing. I just didn't even understand. It happened so fast that I could not like honestly wrap my brain around it. Anyway, heart's good. They're like, okay, they'll probably do all of these things. They had me do a P test and, all the stuff to make sure I wasn't pregnant. I was not pregnant.
Oh.
I just have to say that because if our kids ever come across this, that's what both of them were like, wait a minute.
Oh my God.
So your stomach hurts?
It's like, come on, guys. Come on.
And you've never felt this way? You're having a baby. No, I'm not.
They jump right to it every single time. They love it. They
doing that.
They love it.
Anyway, I can be done with the story because the rest of it, like, I will just say that the nurse that actually took care of me, like, he came out and was saying the wrong name. And I have these moments where I'm like, ooh, I think he's talking about me.
Right.
He's like, Megan. And I so badly want to mind my business, like it's moments like this where I'm like, I'm pretty positive this is about me. I'm the only other, there's two men in me.
Right.
So I don't think there's another Megan in here. Could be wrong. So I just won't say anything.
Yeah. What up, Cliff?
Then find out, hey, Cliff. Mm-hmm. Then I overhear him be like, oh, what's that? Oh, I read the name wrong. Okay. Morgan?
He was awesome. Yeah.
He was amazing. But he did like first thing he said, hey, sorry, I got your name wrong. I read it wrong. My bad. I was like, no problem.
Right.
We walked behind the doors and he's like, today's my first day here. Not my first day as a nurse. Just here. I've never worked at this hospital.
So good. So good.
All good, dude. So, but it was his first day. This is his man's first shift. Like, he doesn't know where anything is. He's like, let's get an IV going. I don't know where anything is in here. Like, he's just like rifling through drawers. And it's going to take a while. Sorry, Morgan. Oh, let me take that tourniquet off your arm. Okay. Let's keep looking. Like, but he was incredible. Doctor was great. All of the things.
I remember saying he reminded me of like a So this felt like a Paul Rudd character from like 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Like it was so good.
Absolutely. Because he couldn't let it go either. He had to like keep telling me, I know what I'm doing, just not here. Just like I don't know where
you to know that.
I just don't know where the stuff is here. But like once I know where the stuff is, everything's gonna be fine for you.
And it was.
And it
to
was.
his credit.
Yeah, no, it definitely was.
Oh my God. It's too much.
So that was a long way to say that they believe I have an ulcer.
Yes.
Which is stupid. I don't want one. I didn't ask for it. I didn't order it.
Give it back.
Tariffs on ulcers. I do not. A ban. Where is the executive order? These things suck.
Who is the CEO of that?
That's all I'm asking.
Right.
Who's
giving out ulcers, bro?
Nobody wants this. This is not a bonus. His idea is that it is likely from too much ibuprofen.
Wait till you guys hear this shit. Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
In the chat, everyone in the chat or everyone watching, I see 10 people watching right now. The 10 of you that are watching.
1 million people watching right now.
Okay. Hop in the chat to answer this question. When you take ibuprofen, how much do you take?
Yes.
How many milligrams do you take? They usually come like 200.
I think they're 200. Yeah.
200 per. How many do you take? Jess, how many do you take when you take them?
400 most of the time, 600 if it's real bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Jess said 400 most of the time, 600 if it's real bad. People in the chat, I see someone on Facebook popping up. When you take ibuprofen, how much do you take? Go ahead and put that in.
Please.
MGZ.
Okay. So he says, study just came out that explained or reveals that there is no difference. Your body feels no difference past 400 milligrams of ibuprofen. So 1, you don't need to take more than 2 because you're not going to feel more than 2. 2, if you're taking more than 2, like, you're just getting the bad effects of it. You're just getting all of the acid that's in there.
Right. So
burning a hole through your tummy.
So in the chat, we got Matt saying 600. Michelle said 400. I mean, 800
4
max.
max. Okay.
AJ says she takes 4 on average, 800 if it's really bad.
Okay. So I'm AJ.
And I'm at 800. I'm a 6 to 800. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, because you'll
4
take
is like,
3
who's
or
that
4.
for? No, I don't know that I'm too big for that. I need.
I'm too big.
I'm
for
too
that.
growing. My big age, 6 to 800. Yeah.
So I said to him, yo, wait. I have been prescribed 800 milligram ibuprofens as an alternative to taking an opioid. You mean to tell me wait, what? I take 4 ibuprofen on a regular headache.
Right.
That's
right.
Knock that thing out. We don't have time for it. There's work to be done.
Right.
A migraine, I do my level best to pay attention to these things. Like you can't take, within
a certain amount of hours.
Aleve and Excedrin and Midol. You can't take those just back to back to back. Like it's like, don't take more than X in 24 hours. I am very mindful of those things.
Right.
And then I supplement with the ibuprofen. I've been just burning a hole in my stomach lining, trying to control migraine pain or the chronic back pain I have from a 1,000-year-old car accident. And so in an effort to not take opiates or be way too, I don't know, I use cannabis as medicine for all of these things. And you still, I can't be high all the time. You know what I mean? Like you can't be super high. Like I still have to be able to function. Right. So there's like a fine balance that I have been trying to strike between over-the-counter medicine that works and cannabis. Tylenol does absolutely 0 for me, a whole lump of 0. And that doctor was like, so interesting because there are a lot of people where Tylenol does nothing for them. There are people where ibuprofen does nothing for them. And I'm like, Great. So I am now in a space where the thing that did somewhat work, I can't take.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that doesn't work, I can take plenty of that, I guess. Or I can get an opioid addiction, I guess. I don't know. But I like don't want one of those either. I didn't order the ulcer or an additional addiction. So
Right.
I guess just pain until it heals. I don't know.
Bruh.
He said, I don't know. I'm high right now. Just get more high.
Who said that?
AJ.
Oh.
Just said, looks like gummies are back on the menu. The gummies are back on the menu. They never left.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
You gotta ramp the menu
I'm
up.
gonna have to like make tincture too. It's shout out to Faith. My girl Faith got me a topical, and it's like for migraine. It's magnesium based topical, and damn if that thing so far has not worked. And I
never know what these things.
Whenever
don't. It comes to any topicals, cannabis based, whatever, I'm always like, I guess it could have been working. I don't know, especially when I apply it for pain.
Right.
It's like it hurts. I don't know.
Like
how
I can move my elbow a little more, I suppose.
It'd be different if like both knees were shot, right? And I'm like, I'll put it on one and not on the other, and I'll see.
Right. No, there's a lot of topical. Like there's a shout out to MPC. MPC gave us a really amazing THC CBD topical, not THC.
CBD.
Is that what? Yes, that one. It's amazing, and it's nice for like your joints and whatever. But like, I had never thought to like rub that on my forehead. Maybe I'll try that.
My mother loves it. She loves the topicals.
Yeah,
for her knees. Yeah, loves them.
But the one that she got me, I've used it 3 times now, thinking fingers crossed, and no. Yeah. Sorry, just said, oh, these are medicinal dabs. Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. This is just mama taking her medicine at this point.
That's it. Getting even.
You gotta level out.
As Lori would say, just getting even.
Michelle, cannabis applied directly to forehead.
Just rub the leaf and just cry into your forehead.
Just crush it. Get it on the temples, especially. I was trying to explain to Ambush, and I don't have a way to explain this, but
oh my god!
Luckily, the migraine that I had yesterday, all day migraine, I woke up this morning and was without it, thankfully. But it gets to this certain point, and it's not with every migraine that I get, but it gets to this point where it's like such a like white hot kind of feeling behind my eye that it's like there's nothing else to do but projectile vomit. Like there's no other way to handle any of this. So last night I was like just waiting for it. Like is this gonna
poised
for
the vomit?
Like scared to put my pajamas on. Like
oh my gosh.
I just want to go to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
And somehow it subsided. I just was like breathing through it, and then
unbelievable.
I smoked a little bit of weed. It was the last bit of weed that I had from Jess Morgan. So
it's good stuff.
Waiting for more. Anyway, some of the best medicinal weeds,
Yeah.
I guess you can't. I don't know. Whatever I'm supposed to call it.
Yeah.
I made it out alive.
We're moving on to shrooms next, bro.
Yeah. No, we got to find something because this is it ain't working out, and the migraines are too much, and the hormonal portion of it is too confusing for doctors. So it's not going to go away anytime soon. Shout out to Carlos in the chat. He said, who is that hella studious ass man next to you?
That's a great question.
Never met him. He's subbing in for Ambush. Perfect segue. Let's move away from me. And move on to your big things.
So there's been a change. I got my ears lowered yesterday. As the elder said,
an old man thing to say.
An old man said it to me like an old man said it to me like 20 something years ago, maybe even longer than that. I'm like, oh, you got your ears lowered. And I was like, what is he talking about?
like that just still for me is a oh, right. That's what you mean.
It was high school. So it was, definitely a while ago. I was like, what? Someone's like haircut. It was like, oh, ears lowered. Like just the thought, I was like, ooh, hurts. Instead, now I'm like, ooh, this is cold. This is cold. So yeah, AJ, I'm bald.
Oh,
this is what we're doing.
Look at that.
This is where we are. I haven't been bald since senior year of high school. I think maybe junior year, but definitely senior year of high school.
Carlos said if he loses the beard, I'm concerned all his wisdom goes with it.
Right out the door.
Samson type shit.
Right out the door. Gone.
The beard stays.
Yeah. So basically, my locks got so long and so heavy. I waited too long to marry them together at the base. I was wearing them up a lot.
Hair basically for a year and a half. Let's be real.
I was wearing them up a lot, letting them hang down a lot, and it put a lot of stress on the roots. And so I had like thick locks all the way down here that you guys could see, but then at the root it would be like six strands of hair holding it in certain places.
For dear life.
Dear life.
But just a couple.
Yeah.
Of those.
So I was like, nah, we gotta run this back. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to think. Britt, when we worked at KB Toys, I had a bald head back then, didn't I? Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
My man Chef.
You know what's funny? You tell these stories about working places when you were younger, and I just imagine you with locks. I don't even think about you not having that. Like, what?
Yeah, my nephew hit me on Instagram and was like, I don't think I've ever seen you without locks. And he was way too young.
And he's 18 now.
Yeah, about to head to college. Yeah. So this is the second time I've cut them. And what's really weird is...
Sorry. AJ said, oh, bald. Carlos said, Jesus.
What's really weird is I think, doing the math, it was 14 years each time I cut it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
The first time, too?
The first time was definitely 14 years.
Wow.
And I've told the story a couple of times. If you'd have asked me the day before I cut my locks the first time, if I was going to cut my locks, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Absolutely not. And then one night.
Get out of my face.
Yeah. I woke up like 2-3 o'clock in the morning and was like, yeah, it's time for him to go. Woke up that morning, took the girls to school, came home, snipped them myself, bagged them, called my middle brother and was like, yo, I'm coming over. I need to shape up, trim. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I need you to give me a cut. And he was like, I'm not pulling out my clippers till you get here. I'm not falling for
like
this.
I'm not even.
Yeah, Bank's like, I'm not doing this with you. I was like, all right, cool.
I wouldn't do it with you either.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bank.
Okay, Chef said Britt said I had baby dreads back then. Okay. All right. So then yeah. So this time that was the reason, it was getting a little too stressed. The roots was a little too thin. So the game plan is the game plan. I'm gonna do a lot of scalp treatments. I'm gonna get this thing lush, juices and berries. Get a nice little fro popping, do some sister locks, and put my locks back in. So I'm gonna pick the best locks. It's kind of like a draft. I'm gonna pick the best locks from the first crop and the second crop. And wham.
Put them together. So then you might get some of the wisdom you used to have that you forgot about.
This is what I'm talking about. That's exactly how it works.
Oh no. Shout out to Matt in the chat. He said, Ambush, if you approach me in Office Depot, I might ID you.
Shit. My ID is fucked.
Yo, this is going to be hilarious. Yeah. I told him this is going to be at least a month of people almost walking right past you.
Yeah.
Like,
it's going to be funny.
Oh, shit, I almost walked right past you. I had no idea that was you. Is that Ambush? It's going to be that.
I'm going to start masking just for that.
Oh, so then no one will know it's you.
I have no idea it's me.
I mean.
Now, that's going to be hilarious. I'm going to have some fun with this for a little while. But there are some things. There's some adjustments I got to make. What did NPC say?
NPC, hey boo, in the chat said, man, you're not gonna be doing a praise dance all summer.
Listen, I went
out here shivering, baby.
I went in the Safeway today, and I almost into the Safeways, and I almost filed a complaint. It's entirely too cold in there. This is ridiculous. The whole store doesn't need to be that cold. Produce, sure. Frozen food, seafood, yes. I'm getting cereal. Why is this cold in here? Absolutely not. No. There's someone I must speak to immediately. So, yeah. It's strange, man. Yeah. So
I have resisted the urge to smack the back of his head.
I need everyone to resist that urge.
I have not done it.
Because, that'll take me back. I don't need that.
I want to do it because of my upbringing. I mean, it's just, it's in the movies, if you will. It's
in the movies.
It's what I believe you're supposed to do with a fresh bald head.
Yeah.
But
Jesus.
I have resisted the urge.
I appreciate that.
Laced my hands many moments.
And that's really hard for MJ. You just want to.
Yeah, you just gotta.
You want to hear that?
I want the sound.
Look at you. You're so excited.
I want it very badly, and I'm not gonna have it.
All right, do a light one.
No,
just a light one. Because you can't do a light one.
Like, let's not. Let's be honest. I don't have control over this. I've literally broken keys in the thing, not knowing I was applying any pressure. I'm not gonna do that.
It's like, be a little bit of the Punisher. Impossible.
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 How would you ask him to do just half? Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. I've been told I got to make some adjustments. I got to start putting some sunscreen on my head. I don't want to get burned.
You don't want to get burned.
Head and ears, crap like that. I'm going to be wearing the Scully a lot. Yuck. I have a collection. You're going to see so many hats. So many hats that I've never been able to wear because of my dreads. I had so many hats. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. No one buy me hats. I have enough.
Yeah, no more hats.
Yeah, got like 30 in the house.
We don't have a place to put some hats, please.
Yeah.
But the hats fit completely differently now, and they look great.
Man, this thing just snaps right on.
Yeah.
Because of the dad hat thing, the way my head shape just grabs, wham.
Because your head is shaped like a dad hat.
Yeah. I got a dad head. So, there it is. I made the announcement on Instagram. It was hilarious. I just put the bag up with the hair.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. It was hilarious. The reactions were like, wait, what? Just levels of astonishment.
I mean, it's a really big deal.
Yeah. I mean, because no one out here has ever seen me without hair. Ever.
Out here? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. I think I'll be back in the swing of things in about 2 years.
Well, if you're marrying them, won't it be quicker than that?
It might be. I don't know. Here's the challenge.
That's like, let me see if I can just what it looks like to grow a fresh new crop.
I mean,
you know what it looks like.
I do know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the challenge. I am no longer a spring chicken. Just don't laugh. So
you didn't say Morgan.
I did not say Morgan. Don't laugh. So, I mean, there's a challenge. Balding is a thing. It happens,
Yeah.
Will I submit to that challenge? No, I won't.
You won't submit to balding?
No, hymns or whatever else they got going on.
Okay.
Listen, all I need is 2 or 3 inches. Nice, luscious fro. Get them locks right back in. Get them SOBs right back on my head immediately.
But what if you take the luscious fro and you just lock it up and see if if you get a fro, you're not balding. You know
what I don't like?
Okay.
It's the starter locks. It's that little, thing. I need my hang time.
You gotta earn that, brother.
I have twice. Come see me. My trimmings are longer than some of y'all's Johns. Like, let's go.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? I got 3 bags of hair in the house right now. So I'm playing games.
He does. I don't even know what part this goes to, but Kyle said that's what she said.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm weak.
Oh, man. It's hot. See, that's the other thing. Temperature regulation with this thing.
Okay, well, let me tell you this.
I got to wear headbands when I'm sweating or else the sweat will get in my eyes.
I have definitely mentioned to you that you are a furnace. Ambush is like, if he's a furnace. Never had I actually felt like heat coming off of him in the way that it's coming off of his head. Like you can just like put your head over it and it's just like heat.
Yeah, I was on the couch last night and Morgan was like, wait, why is your head so high? And I was like, we talking about
steaming?
and then Bree goes like this, you could fry an egg on it.
Yeah.
I run hot.
It's wild. It's coming right out the top.
It's gonna be you'll get a chance to see that now. Like me sweating during the summer and then just steam coming off of my head. You've never seen that, right?
No. I've never seen you without hair.
That's true.
Well, I mean, except for a picture.
Yeah.
Like I've seen you in pictures.
That happens. Just steam coming right off the top.
For real?
Yeah.
Like you've seen that?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, well then why'd you act so weird when I said your head was high?
Because it's been so long. Caught me off guard. I was like, oh wait, yeah.
Like this is a thing you know about you? This is what I got to deal with. It's a mess.
Out here looking like a friggin' Ghost Rider. Just
yeah.
Shout out to my man Theo. Did you say you got one bag? All right.
Okay.
My man has serious locks.
Okay.
Serious locks. Yeah.
And PC said he was skipping that whole process. I felt that.
Yeah. Come on. Not new to this.
Carlos said it's the price you pay for the aura. Yes. John said, I'm praying that them hairs grow back for you, brother.
Thank you. Let's keep those 7-Day Adventist prayers going. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Your GD right. We need it. Handle the good book. Talk about.
Aaron just hit the Facebook with the wow.
Wait, which Aaron? Wow, man. 503? Okay. Oh, okay. Bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, you've never seen me without hair. It was definitely young locks at the time. But yeah, man. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta
cut his hair yesterday. Shout out to Nick.
Nick killed the game. It was great. Excellent experience.
Somebody said big brain.
Somebody's loose. I see him. But yeah, I'm just gonna, my people's market's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sun out there.
What is outside this time?
Yeah, I gotta protect that scalp, man.
We ain't got hired yet. We should probably not be talking about it.
Oh my goodness. A lot going on. This past weekend, right before I cut my hair, Saturday, shout out to Kyle and a young Brianna. We had a District 9 contract to do sound and live streaming from the May Day rally.
Yeah.
At Hawthorne Waterfront, South Hawthorne Waterfront.
Okay.
Rose City Indivisible organized it. Nice turnout. I'll say
it looked good out there.
Yeah, almost 2,000 people out there. It was good. It was great. Yeah.
How are sound gigs outside?
How
are sound gigs outside?
Once you have a tent, it's amazing.
Life is good.
Yeah. Once you remember to bring chairs, then
life is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chairs next time.
Yeah.
What'd you guys
chairs next time for sure. We sat on trash bags and also a flat cart. And I had to coax Kyle to sit down because
of course you did.
Kyle's just going to be a man of the hour and just stand the whole time. And I'm like, Kyle, get over here.
Sounds about Kyle.
Have you a seat. But it was great. There were some amazing signs out there. Someone made a fleshlight with Elon's face on it and called it Musk Light. There were so many good signs.
Musk Light?
Yes. There were so many great signs.
That.
This is primarily an older community. You know what I'm saying? And they got all the puns.
They went to town.
It was great.
It was great.
They did a 1 mile walk loop after the speeches, came back, did some more fellowship, and then that was it. It was good. It was great. Yeah. Had a good time out there. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Yes. You already mentioned the voter guide dropping.
Voter guide will drop this week. I don't have a date for you, but it'll drop this week.
All right.
And that voter guide, in case you missed the announcement, whenever that was, is for the upcoming May special election.
Right.
This is not us saying who you vote for. This is us saying who we would vote for and why.
Right.
And what we find important in these measures. So, yeah, I mean, I'm never going to tell anyone who to vote for. I'm going to say these are the people that look the most promising for a better Portland and why.
I'm going to tell you who to vote for.
And that's why there's two of us. You know? I think. I don't know.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah. But there's something else, though, isn't there? There's
Oh, yes. This Thursday night, myself and Cliff, you know, those old
No Request DJs?
No Request DJs.
What?
We're DJing another MonsterBox comedy show. Tribute to Raishawn. Raishawn was one of the creators of MonsterBox. We lost her last year. So tribute to Raishawn. That's going to be, yes, May 8th. That is Thursday. Over at Alberta Street Pub. It's an amazing lineup every single time. Shout out to Jason Lamb and Imani and Adam Posse, the hosts. Amazing lineup every single time. If you want to get some laughs on the Thursday night, definitely come through. The food is always great at Alberta Street Pub. Like, can't go wrong.
Be banging.
Nah, be banging in there. And then, yeah, you know, me and Cliff on the wheels, you know, doing what we do and not taking no requests.
No requests, but greatness and sometimes the butts of jokes.
Now, I will say this. Shout out to Kyle. Because when we were at the rally and we're packing up now, we got down a little early. You know, I like to have music playing when I'm, you know, shutting down.
Yeah.
Kyle dares me to play Yacht Rock. And I was like, I don't know what you think this is, my friend. I don't need no dares. Studio, let's go right now. So what are you talking about? Give me the Hall & Oates. You know what? I'll do you one better.
I'll show you Yacht Rock.
Yeah. Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer. Damn. Talk to me crazy. And then Kyle says, oh.
Cracked the code.
Cracked the no request code. All I got to do is dare you and you'll play it. And it was at that moment that I was undone.
Yeah, you realized that he got your goat.
Yeah, I was bested. Bested by my twin.
And honestly, it is the way to get Ambush to do most things.
Oh, yeah.
Dare him. He is 15. No, he is 8 in that way. Like, can't not take the dare. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Of course I can do that.
Wait right here.
Jump over 18 lawn chairs. Watch me. What? You can't do that.
You can't pick up that house, but I certainly can. You still know how to do it.
Yeah.
Talk about.
Yep.
What?
That's it. Yep.
Matt said they got that dodo. At Alberta Street Pub. I don't know.
No, they do not. No.
I don't know, Matt.
You do know. They are extinct.
Okay.
They didn't make this.
So we're direwolves. Am I right? You know, I mean, Matt, infinite possibilities. You know what? I'll check into it Thursday night and I'll have an answer for you. How about that? You know, the people want to know. These are our fiancés. They're asking legitimate questions.
They are not asking legitimate questions at this moment. Matt knows that's not a legitimate question.
Dodo Nugs. I will check. Dodo Nuggies.
Kyle said you stole his look.
Wow. Wow. I did. I stole his look. I stole my dad's look. I stole Seth Free's look. I stole a lot of looks.
No, you stole a lot of looks in one haircut.
Yeah. Free told me I need to start wearing leather turtlenecks now. And I was like, no. I don't even know why you would make that recommendation.
Leather?
My Grace Jones. And he was like,
cool.
then he was like, he was like, Bush Jones. Got a ring to it.
I've been saying it for years.
Wow.
You know, fuck the patriarchy. Take my last name. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
You know?
She actually has been saying that for years.
Hello.
Yeah, she actually has.
The last name is great. Okay?
It's a great name. It's a great name. You know? Yeah. All right. So we got a couple of minutes before break. I do want to mention, for anyone that has joined us on Patreon, I put a question up there about the live podcast experience. What would you like to see from News of My Fiance? Because we are preparing a live show soon in September. It's going to be private, ticketed. We've had several requests for an event like this, and we want to make sure that, you know, we got an idea of what we want to do, but we want to try to make sure that we're pulling in all of the suggestions that make sense, of course, from our fiancés. We are a community, for Christ's sakes, you know?
Indeed.
So in planning, while we're in the planning stages of that, bam, we actually got booked for a live podcast session on May 31st over at OpenHaus.
Crazy pants. So excited.
Right?
Shout out to Cole.
Shout out to Cole. Called Exit the Maze. Now, here's the thing. It's a fundraiser. It's going to be great. You know, we're going to be doing what we do. You'll have an opportunity to join us in conversation as well. So that's going to be dope. We will be having Cole on the show. We thought we were going to be doing it the week prior. And I say we because Jess and I had a production meeting. But I'm pulling you into the meeting now.
Love to hear it.
No executive decisions here.
Yeah.
The week prior, you're gonna love this. The week prior, the Monday prior, is actually, which holiday is it, Jess? Memorial Day. So I'm like, let's just take Memorial Day off. Fan?
I'm a fan.
This is what I'm talking about. See, this is how you do it. You lead with that.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is,
so then
the Monday before that. So I think it's the 20. What was it?
I don't think it matters at the moment.
19th?
Yeah.
19th. That's the week we'll have Cole on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love
but
it.
we're taking Memorial Day off, you guys.
Wow.
So you guys are going to have to play some reruns, you know, when you're out there on the barbecue.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
grill to some talk radio, some podcasts.
Is that what
YouTube
I think
content.
that people don't really grill to that. But
Well, they should. We're pretty good. Yeah. What happened?
no, it's just,
Is there foolishness in here that I missed?
Nope.
Yes, Aaron, fully bald.
Michelle said that doesn't rule out a Morgan Day pool party this year, right? And it does not, because that would be in June. So that could very well still be a thing.
I got to make sure I wear sunscreen. I do not want to get sunburn on this thing.
No, you don't.
I don't. I'm already dealing with some dry patches. I'm going heavy on moisturizer, doing aloe and all types of, like, several times a day. I'm just putting lotion in this thing up.
Yeah, you got to do it.
You know?
Shellac it.
Who wants an ashy bald head?
Not anyone.
What am I, Onyx? I don't want that. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
What? They're like pro-Trump now. I don't care about them.
Are they?
Yeah,
All of
I saw like two of them at least. They said I saw some crap. I saw some foolishness last week, and I was like, yeah, whatever. It's an age bracket thing, apparently. You know?
No, it's not that.
It just so happens that all the people from the 90s are leaning that direction. They're super conservative.
I think that it's more than that. It's, you know, when you're
Counterculture.
that and
Contrarians.
when you are like, I am just questioning everything, but you aren't trying to learn anything, you will get caught in all of the, because that doesn't make sense, right? But then you just left it at where it didn't make sense. Like, if it's the Joe Rogan effect, but it isn't. It happened previous, you know.
You're
but
right.
it's that whole, like, I'm a contrarian because I don't believe in these same things or whatever. But really, it all just ends up being patriarchy.
And to that, I would say grow
and
up.
Capitalism.
Grow up.
Yeah, they should.
Grow up. You still operating off of me search? You know,
Yes.
you still combing through HTML sites to find out what the Illuminati's doing? Grow up. Grow the fuck up. We've been stopped doing that shit, bro. The second Y2K didn't go the way we thought it was going and the way Busta Rhymes was telling us for 4 years. You abandoned that shit, bro. Move the fuck on. Get out of your mom's basement. Go work at your uncle's dealership. Get the fucking job that's been waiting for you. Cut this shit out and stop making mixtapes.
You just put like 4 different movies together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grow up, man. Get out of here. All right. It's time. I think it's time for the break, right?
It's close. I mean, we could.
I keep forgetting we do it. It's 7:30.
Yeah. But I think we take it now.
Do the 7:20.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then come back with do the 7:20. Come back 7:30. We're now 7:31.
Yeah.
And hit him hard with the news.
That's it.
Okay.
That's exactly what we'll do.
All right. So listen, you guys. Listen.
Linda, listen. If you haven't already, please hit the subscription button. And you haven't, so do it.
Hit the like, the notifications, all the things. Chat in the comments. Do not make song requests.
Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere.
I'm not doing that. You'll get active in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Stick around. There's going to be some QR codes that pop up. You can definitely hit those. You can hit the store, hit the website. If you see things that you like in the website, on the store, let us know. If you don't see things that you want, rather, let us know. We'll get it in the store.
Yeah.
We're working on some stuff. Lily is working on some amazing things.
It's true.
Shout out to Lil's. Designs are crazy. Really excited about that. But okay. All right. Let's make sure.
Real quick, Carlos said it's when people can't tell what a credible and non-credible source are. That is definitely part of it, but you have to care about a credible source for that to matter.
Yeah.
Like we're not even getting to that point with a lot of these folks that are just like, because their idea of a credible source is the person that they like.
Right.
Said it.
Right.
Like that's enough.
It's got to be credible.
You don't have to look into it any further. You know, like Lord Jamar said the world is flat. So then the world is flat. So that's cool. Let's go to break on that note.
Jeez.
Who doesn't love a flat earther debate from a 90s rapper?
Right.
You know?
Okay. And we are back. Thank you so much for kicking it during the break.
What'd you play during the break?
I played some Outkast.
Okay. They got something to say.
And then Carlos challenged me. He dared me. And
well, did it work?
Yeah.
Did you play some Playboy Cardi?
I did. Yep.
Did you play Good Credit? What'd you play?
I played Philly.
Oh, well, yeah.
Off the new project.
Did it work for you, Carlos? Were you pleased that you were able to crack the code?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be that upset. I
put it out there.
You literally gave them your kryptonite.
You know whose fault it is?
Kyle.
It's Kyle's. It's Kyle's fault.
It's Kyle's fault.
I didn't know that was my goddamn kryptonite. It's Kyle's fault. I got to figure this shit out.
He put 2 and 2 together and made it.
Damn it.
A request.
Pretty much.
That got played. So, wow. I mean, Carlos said, yeah, you got me.
I got to switch it up, man. I got to get reprogrammed. Man.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. Speaking of DJ shit, so I don't know if y'all saw it. I'm back in Swift.
Ew.
Swift was the first spot I was spinning at when I got here. It's my home bar, per se. If you will. And while I was in there this past Friday, a gentleman approached the booth maybe about 45 minutes into the first hour. And he was like, ambush? I was like, yeah. And he said, no, you're from X-Ray. My name's Theo. I believe it was music playing. It was a Theodore. I believe it was Theo. And he was basically, he's a fiance, loves the show, you know. Definitely, I want to make sure, you know, we create a place for fiancés in the wild. We catch each other out there. But
gotta take pics.
Gotta take the pics. But Theo was saying how much he enjoys the show and really appreciates what we do. You know, and that's especially now that we're doing it twice a week. But you know,
man, shout out to Theo.
That's definitely avid listener on X-Ray. And then he shared with me that he's of Palestinian descent and that it really means a lot when we go hard in that conversation. And I said, you know, for us, it's really simple. He was like, you guys deliver it in a way that's just like clear cut. It's not complicated. I'm like, because it isn't. You know, we're talking about the lives of women, men, and children. The nationality doesn't matter. They're babies. These are like, these are just lives.
I'm sorry to be interrupting. Yeah. I wish we could get to the point where we didn't have to say these are babies, these are women, these are, you know, like they are people being murdered, like being eradicated. This is like not and I know that this is part of American media that allows you to not care about, like kind of forces you to not care about people unless you have a reason to care about people.
Right.
It doesn't need to be sensational. Just like we don't need to put parameters on abortion. It doesn't need to be the most egregious case. This 10-year-old was raped by her dad. Like, It doesn't need to be that. It needs to be that people aren't getting murdered and people have autonomy over their bodies. Like, it needs to be that.
At a base level.
That needs to be normal. And instead we are making it like, oh, but there are babies dying. That is absolutely completely tragic, but everybody the other bodies are dying too.
Right.
Everybody's dying there. And that can't get lost in trying to find the Olympics of who's the one you can care about. If you don't care about the eradication of a group of people, you don't care about the babies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't care about the fact that there are women being anythinged because you don't care.
Yeah.
But it just needs to be understood that the power, this is a power imbalance. This is an abuse of that power imbalance. And it is a genocide. Like, there's no question on what's happening there. And I'm sorry to have, because I don't mean to take this and turn it to something else. But the reason that it is easy for either one of us to talk about this in simple terms is because it is simple. It is that simple. Mm-hmm. This isn't but October 7th happened. Fam, if you are still, if it is May 5th, 2025, and you haven't figured out what happened before October 7th, I'm sorry.
See yourself out of the conversation. You're unqualified for the conversation.
You're unqualified for the conversation that we're having, but maybe start to read. Mm-hmm. Start to read. Start to find out why this is a bigger thing than you ever thought or heard or knew. But the thing is simple. This isn't like, and I don't mean simple like how let's just do a 2-state solution. That is not realistic and that is not simple. I mean, who has the power? Who is doing the eradication?
Right.
What are they doing it for? The answers to these things are very simple, and you don't get to a different conclusion other than the G word, then you just can't.
Right.
There's no calculation that doesn't end with that. And for me, that's very simple. If they're free, then we're not free.
Yeah.
Like, if there is a group, then it's none of us.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, it's going to be real easy forever and always. And if I lose the ability to make $1 because I say that, then I lose the ability to make $1 because I say that.
So that's the point. That one of the things that he mentioned that he really appreciates, you know, the fact that we are having this conversation. He's like, you know, this is risky. Under this administration, you guys are taking risks, and you know it could result in anything, really, any manner of thing. People are getting picked up for their speech now.
I mean, they are. They definitely are. No question.
So, yeah, and
I don't feel exempt from that. You don't feel exempt from that. I'm not saying it's NBD.
I mean, they're gonna have a harder time, you know, identifying me. You know, catch me now, coppers. I don't match none of the data,
of the descriptions,
none of the stuff you had on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here
I'll also shave my head, you know? So
I think you got a nice shaped head. I think it
don't
could
think
work.
we know that, and I don't think it's true.
It looks like a little.
You know, I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
Bree wants me to shave my head very badly, just like to do a big chop and
Start
go from
all over.
there. And no, first, I'll be clear. I'm not doing that. Unless I'm avoiding the coppers. I'll do that. You'll never catch me, coppers. Like, I'll do that.
Right.
Nah, but just she frequently is like, it's time to do it. Shave it off.
Bree's a
just
menace.
shave it off.
Bree's
She
a
is
menace.
a complete and total menace.
Carlos said Angela Davis has a fire speech about the intersectionality of the Palestinian struggle and all the other, like the struggle for women or against racism or any resistance struggle.
Yes.
We're not free till we're all free is a craze that changed my point of view, for real, for real.
And he means phrase?
Phrase.
Maybe? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, Angela Davis does have a fire. This is the thing, and thank you for saying that, Carlos, because to my point of if you don't know what happened before October 7th, 2023, is that right? Mm-hmm. 2023. If you don't know what happened before that.
Dipset.
Not that, but like find out.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like take a moment.
Dip and set your ass down in the library and do the knowledge.
Do the maths.
Get off Instagram, get off all of these things. Go actually read newspapers and
or if the way that you learn is that, then look for the content because the content is there. There are plenty of people breaking down all of this.
Yeah.
And if you are not a person who sits and reads books, no shade. There's no shade to you. Then find the way that you learn.
Right.
All of the resources are there. Everything. All of our struggles are interconnected because of the U.S.'s imperialism and capitalism. It's just that. So we have to be paying attention to the things that we jump into, right? If your tax dollars are going to these things, you need to pay attention to what it's going to. Just realizing what tax dollars do is one thing, right? Because there's a lot that we just don't think about and that you aren't made to think about. And that there are interests making sure that you don't think about those things.
Absolutely.
Right? And that if you do happen to think about it, you will think about it in a different way.
It's going to be framed.
Because there's always been, you've heard in your life at some point, two-state solution. You've heard at some point that Israel's trying, right? They're
so
trying,
complicated.
and it's very so complicated. And they're just trying so hard to figure out how to make this work. When you understand that is just 1,000% bullshit, and that the trying isn't that, and that if it we're trying it two different conversations, right? Like the imbalance of power has been so big and bad for so long that there is no just let's have a peace talk.
Right.
And the way that not just Muslims, but Arabs, period, have been demonized in this country, have been othered beyond belief, right? So much so that jokes about not knowing what country people are from, but y'all all look the same type shit. No, they don't. But that's that is what America will tell you. It's all the same. Over there, it's just all the same. No difference in culture, no difference in, you know what I'm saying? It's wild. 5 broken cameras blew my mind. Jess, what does that mean?
That a book?
Oh, that's a book.
It's a documentary.
Documentary.
Okay.
Right.
It's real good. But
Shout out to Jess.
Documentary suggestion.
I learn by documentary a lot. And here's the difference of what I do, and I already know this, but I don't have to check with Jess. I know that this is true. You cannot just watch something and be like, and then that's that. Oh, my mom's calling, so it's obviously
means we're broadcasting
during a show. You can't just watch something and be like, and then I learned this, and that's that. Like, you're going to look into it a little bit more. There is some more. Let me find out. Let me dig in a little bit. Every good documentary, to me, I still have a few questions. Like, you can't answer everything, right? So I'm going to start looking for what about this thing? I need folks to just be more curious. If something didn't make sense to you, I need you to look for that answer rather than just like sitting in the, I don't know, they didn't answer it and we'll leave it at that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I'm getting too far off my point. My whole point was just that this really is such a very simple issue. And it has been made to be complicated because the people who want you to look the other way want you to think that there's no way that this is something that could be solved.
Right.
Because the way it can be solved is not the way they want to solve it. And that's the important part to keep in mind. It isn't that a solution isn't there. It isn't that it can't be done. It's that the solution that they want doesn't work for the people that they're trying to eradicate. And if the next step is, okay, fine, then we eradicate, it's real easy to understand who's the problem there.
Right.
Like, this is not something that you need to get into an argument over a complicated issue. The issue is not complicated. And obviously, this is a government. I am not talking about a people. I'm not talking about I'm not even talking about the people in Israel that are like gung-ho for this.
Right.
This is a plan that has been in works for so many years, and Benjamin Netanyahu ain't never not been on this type time. This has always been the move. And you gotta know that if this has always been the move, they're going to do absolutely everything they can to say that's not the move.
Right.
And we're not even doing that. And here's how I can prove that we're not doing that. But the fact of the matter is, you know that they're doing that. You can see it.
And they're saying it loud.
Now, I mean, they're not going to use the word, but they're not going to not use the word either. Like, some of them, like, just, obviously that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you would be doing? No. Oh, no? Oh, no?
Wow. Oh, it's unpopular? Oh, well, who knew? But shout out to Theo. Definitely. Shout out to Theo.
Thanks for bringing that back around.
Audience feedback is
very important.
Very important. It's very important. That's why I appreciate you guys in the chat. Appreciate everyone that texts during our Thursday show and when you see us out in the street. You know, we've had a couple of interactions. I guess back in the day you call them near misses, where people tell us after the fact, "Oh yeah, I saw you at such and such. Oh yeah, I saw you there. I saw you." That's hilarious. I love it. Please don't feel like you can't approach us though. Like, yeah. But also, you know, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not trying to force you to do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not that kind of fiance.
No. No.
Okay, so I want to get into this story because at least I have a memory of talking about this, and that could have just been me reading up on this story. So if this sounds like not familiar at all, my bad. But hopefully it'll all make sense. So there's a new Trump-appointed U.S. attorney in California. That U.S. attorney has been making a lot of what's the word?
Concerning. Dastardly.
Sure, some concerning moves.
Okay.
We can say that. Yeah.
Suspicious.
They're not that suspicious. They're really loud.
Really clear.
They're really, really loud.
So they're just concerning. Okay.
They're just concerning. So a federal jury convicted LA County Sheriff's Deputy Trevor Kirk of a felony civil rights violation for violating, for violently assaulting a 58-year-old black woman named J.C. Houston. During an arrest that she was only filming. She was filming someone else being arrested.
That's wild.
That conviction could have landed him up to 9 years in prison. Now, thank you to this newly Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney, Bill Asaley. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I also don't fucking care. Kirk might walk away with just probation and could even return to law enforcement.
Wild.
So I want to be clear. This person was charged, tried, convicted by a jury. And at the sentencing phase, Asaley told those prosecutors, ask the judge for time to we want to look at this.
We want to delay the sentence.
We want to delay the sentencing. We want to take a look at this. I want to look at this case. Those prosecutors go to court and they ask for that. The judge says, not even a little bit. There's no reason to delay the sentencing. This has already happened. Ain't much to look at, but you still have time. So I guess if you want to look at it, you can look at it.
Right.
But I'm not giving you more time to do that. A jury convicted this person.
What's done
I'm
is
just
done.
going to say that one more time. So they are now introducing a plea deal after the fact. This new plea deal would let Kirk plead to a misdemeanor, not the felony that the jury convicted him on. It would erase the jury's finding that he caused injury, basically undoing their verdict. And Asaley and one other prosecutor signed off on that deal. The 4 prosecutors who actually tried the case, they all quit the case. And 3 of them resigned all the way. The victim's lawyer, Carrie Harper, called it a slap in the face of justice, and she's not alone. This move has sparked outrage, especially given Kirk's history. Body cam footage showed him slamming Houston to the ground, knee in her back, threatening to punch her, pepper spraying her twice, and all while she was live streaming on YouTube.
Oh my God.
Whole time. Judge Stephen Wilson, a Reagan appointee, already said that the jury got it right and that there was no sufficient evidence for Kirk's use of force, or that Kirk's use of force broke the law and violated department policy. Did I say that right? That there was sufficient evidence that he used use of force and broke their policy. But now he'll decide whether to accept this deal at the next hearing.
Why?
Where it gets messier is that Asaley's got deep ties to pro-police political figures and law enforcement groups who have protested Kirk's prosecution from the jump. So he even endorsed and donated to the head of the police group that's defending Kirk. This is not justice reform. It's more like rewarding police brutality. And it is sending not just, a dangerous message to cops nationwide, but it's to your continued point that Trump has been this is Trump making good on his promise that cops get total immunity. Hey, man, we're going to find a way to make it that it's not a cop's fault when they do something fucked, right? Even to the point of we'll retrograde that. We'll come back to it.
I mean, they pardoned the January 6th insurrectionists. To think that any cop right now that wasn't charged with something similar to this won't have his case brought back up for review and be pardoned, it's like all bets are off. Like all bets are off.
And that's where we need to sit, right?
Yeah.
We need to remember that all bets are off.
Yeah.
We need to remember that this is not the same procedure and policy that we have ever dealt with before. This isn't the same as being like, oh, Trump is saying something silly again, but Congress controls the money, so we don't have to worry about it.
Right. This
is completely different. This is a group of people that don't give one fuck about the rules, number one, but they never did.
Right.
And what stopped some of this from happening in the first Trump term is that there were still people there that cared about process. I also don't think that it was to. Yeah. To be fair. But I think that and this is not me trying to give Mike Pence or anyone like that any credit.
Sure.
I just think that they still were under the idea that we can do the things we want to do within the process.
Yeah.
And that we can just whip the votes and we can do this and we can do that. The executive orders for things that you don't do executive orders for, fam, was not about. There were people within that part of the administration that were like, yeah, I don't love it. At this point, we are dealing with a group of people that many of them have never been in politics, right? And not just politics, because I don't care if you've been in politics. These people have never been in service.
Right.
They've never been in service to someone outside of themselves or to a CEO that they were trying to become. So these folks don't have any reference to what government actually could or should do for people. It's ideological, but it's not even politically based ideology.
Yeah.
It is, the no woke mind virus ideology or whatever it is that they go for today. It isn't real. And
it's even it being ideological is one thing, but there's such a loose relationship with it.
Yeah.
It's just it's a thing. It's an ideology of the moment, of that particular conversation, and they will switch on a dime. I saw a thread earlier from shout out to the leftist lawyer, and I had to repost it because it was just this is it. How can they do that? It's illegal. It's something I hear every day. And please understand that illegal and impossible aren't synonyms. And that's where we are. And I said,
that's the move.
There it is. Is it possible? Okay, then. Bet. Try and prepare for it. That's it.
Because that's where we are.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is...
What does that matter?
I have used this forever. We have been living in a wealthy white man's fever dream for the last, 400 or 500 years in this country, right? At this point, this is the real... We taking it back in blood version.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a group of people that have been very upset by any moments of progress for anyone other than wealthy white men.
Yep.
So we should not be expecting anybody else to be looking, to be getting anything out of this administration if you are not that thing.
Right.
And I understand that didn't hit going into the election. This is nothing new that we are saying. And there are plenty of people that still voted for that man. The fact of the matter is the rules that you barely knew and the rules that some of us know really well mean fucking nothing now. It literally means nothing now. And we cannot continue to live in this idea that we're going to just have regular elections and that we'll just get rid of this guy next time and then we can do the things right. This isn't, and I'm not saying that there's definitely going to be a third Trump term or there's definitely good,
I'll go on record and say we're getting a third Trump term. I've tweeted it for that purpose. Before he won, I was saying that. I said my prediction was, and I was a little bit wrong because I didn't think him and Elon would have the falling out that they're having. But I was third Trump term, and his vice president will be one of Elon's robots. That's how
that could
far
still
away.
happen.
It really could.
It doesn't matter
really
how bad Elon fucks up.
Yeah.
A robot can't be as bad as Elon.
I saw a post earlier today, and it was just proof of the level of narcissism and stupidity that Elon is working with right now. You design a robot for function. Why are you designing robots that look like people?
Well, because they're going to replace us.
But if they're going to replace us, they're going to be only so good because they're still going to have people hands and people feet, and we have to deal with the exact same challenges of a person. It was like you design a robot for the function. So if it needs wheels to move faster than a person, give it wheels. Why are you giving it hands?
Why is anybody expecting Elon to be the engineer that he isn't?
Yeah, because
he is not an engineer. Well, he is not a creator. He's not a designer. He isn't a scientist. He isn't a thinking or a learned man. He is none of those things.
They're expecting that due to what you have already explained previously, that this man sued to be called these things. That's why. And a lot of people do not know that. They really don't.
Yeah, Elon Musk has absolutely nothing to do with Tesla other than suing to say that he was a founder. I will say this every episode if I need to for people to understand it.
Yeah.
He's never created anything. He gets the reputation for being this guy that created electric vehicles when they existed before Tesla, and then also he didn't do shit at Tesla.
Tesla existed before him.
Tesla existed before him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he sued to be able to be called a founder, which is just a signal that he had more to do with it than just throwing money in there. It's just a signal, but that signal works. And there are however many fucking Elon guzzlers that are literally like, he created it. They don't know who Tesla is. They think,
I mean, they don't know who Nikola Tesla
is. They have no fucking clue. None whatsoever. They think it's his dad or something. It makes me so upset.
Guys,
because this is a person who is operating out of nepotism in so many ways and then is also just full-blown white male wealthy mediocrity who literally cannot he could not work for me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he wouldn't be able to perform the duties.
Fam, you can't do the tasks. I know you can't. No. I know you can't. And so this is the only way that you get to operate as being a bunch of people's bosses, and you don't know what anyone does. You don't know what it takes to run a company. No. You don't know what it takes to even have shareholder meetings. Like, what you do understand, and I will give him credit for this, is being able to purchase things with other people's money and leveraging his stocks that don't fucking count unless he sells them, except for they do count because they're his wealth, but you can't tax it because it's not real yet. Like, I'll give him credit for always being able to leverage that shit. And having enough rich friends to be able to buy whole fucking apps that were good and now are terrible.
He's got.
I will give him credit as a fucking crowdfunding source.
He's got being a boss down to.
All it takes is putting on a pair of black faded jeans and a blazer and a hat and being like, "And I'm cool like you."
Put on your business socks.
He doesn't have
those. And you pick up a little fake briefcase. And you walk into places and you point and you tell people what to do and you ask them what they're doing when it looks like they're not doing anything.
And you won.
You're a boss.
You did it.
This is what bosses do. He's a boss baby. That's what they do.
He's a boss
baby. That was his whole training camp. He's a fucking idiot.
Boss baby 1 and 2.
Boss baby 1 and 2. I'm the boss of you and I've won. There it is.
There's never going to be a time where you don't rile me up with Elon talk.
Yeah. I apologize.
I have been so upset with with people's reaction to that man for so many years that now that people are being like, "Hey, wait a minute. I'm thank you, welcome. I'm happy you're here. And also, the fuck took you so long?" Like, there has been nothing but chaos around that dude.
In that way, we are puzzle pieces because I react the exact opposite. It's just like, "Oh, you've decided to join us. Great." So because you're the last one in the room, we can all see exactly how stupid you are.
Oh yeah, that's
cool. And you'll never be able to shake that. So you're stupid.
And I'm not that.
And I'm not that. And this is what you'll be for the rest of your life.
But you won't if you stop.
No. Nope.
Ambush.
No. To be clear. Yes. Matter of fact, Jess, Give me camera. All right. Black Trump supporters, I will never forgive you. Never. There's no circumstance under which you can come back and be like, I just did. No. There were too many signs. Here's the thing. It's kind of in our DNA. When you see a black person running, we take off and we ask questions later.
What's the rest to do?
However, you decided, I see you guys running, but I want to be a contrarian in this moment. And look at where we are. Now, am I saying the amount of black people that voted for Trump are the reason he got in? Absolutely not. I want to be clear. Doesn't make me dislike you any less, though. Doesn't make me dislike you any less. Period. It's idiotic. So here's the thing. And Morgan's like, well, what if, if they change their mind, if they learn from that and they come back? Where we're heading right now is like The Walking Dead. We're heading to some really dystopian times, right? If you're showing me the type of judgment that you have right now around this particular issue, where it's glaringly obvious what you're supposed to be doing, yeah, I'm not going to trust you later on to make sure you're sharing the last can of beans with me. Absolutely not. No. I don't trust you. I don't want you around. You are a liability. You're a threat. You're all the things. You don't get to be inside. You have to stay out. So no, I don't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't do it. I can't. Therefore, I won't. Nah. F them. Kidding me? Thank you, Jess. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I got, I don't know. It felt a little different with the hair gone. But
Wonder what I missed.
Same old intolerance.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. In summation, if you make a decision this stupid with all of these signs, when we are down to our last resources and we're hiding in basements, ducking militias, I'm not letting you in.
Okay.
Because you're going to do something stupid again when you've already shown me how stupid you are.
Likely.
So why am I going to put my family and everywhere else, the smart people in here? No. You stay out there. You chase the cat or whatever it is that you can't live without, or whatever. Whatever it is that's going to make you make another bad decision, you do it 15 yards in that direction. I'm not flagging you in. No.
I don't know if you saw this, but
You'll never see me.
Sydney hit the chat and said, bruh.
That was one of the best comments I got today on my post on Instagram. When I posted the hair. It's like, bruh. I heard her voice the whole time. I was cracking up. But yeah, man, that's where it really sits with me. Like, I can be calm because I've already come to that conclusion of how I'm going to deal with people. I come from, and many of us do, come from situations where you've lost friends, you've lost family members, you lost homies. And it was like a split decision. It was something like, damn, we went to the convenience store and we shouldn't have. You was hanging in one place that you knew you shouldn't have been. And it really, really gives you a different perspective on, the levels of privilege that other people have. Growing up in different communities, the amount of chances that they get. Like, there are just certain situations just like, I can't take that chance. I will never take that chance with you. I'm not doing that at all. So that's where this is with me. There was never a point where there should have been a conversation about the lesser of two evils. This was not that was a lazy analysis. There's the lesser of two evils that we've experienced for decades. And then there is the most evil and destructive situation that could happen to democracy versus a candidate you don't like. That's it. Like, it was really that, like, and now people have to actually see it play out to be like, whoa, he's just ignoring judges. The fuck you mean? He's twice impeached.
I mean,
twice elected.
This is not me disagreeing with anything you're saying. I'm just gonna say that, you know, some kids gotta touch fire to know it's hot.
Yeah, bet.
Some people have to do a thing to know that that thing was bad and detrimental to them.
Right.
There's also, you can't. I do not expect everybody to have their eye on every ball.
True.
Right? And there are going to be topics that are of greater consequence to different people. And if democracy has yet to serve you, I don't think that the democracy is dying is going to mean anything for the people that democracy does not. They don't understand what it does for them.
Sure, absolutely.
And the way that we know democracy, we don't know democracy. That is not actually the way that we run this country.
Right.
And so for me, I get a little tinge. I'm already like, when I know what you're getting at, and I still feel a way when you're like, democracy was on the line. Like, yeah, and the fuck that mean to a lot of people. You know, like that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people because they haven't seen democracy be a thing for them. And the way that we practice it in this country isn't democracy. So, well, what that mean? It goes away, so then maybe something good could come. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that there are so many reasons to have not participated or to have not voted in the way that that might align with you normally. And I also just think that this systemically, like, this is not on the people for as much as I think that, you know, folks get blamed for it. It's different subgroups and groups of people that are getting blamed for a thing. And when you really look at it, and those numbers don't bear out to that. And I guess if you added up all of those different things, maybe it could make a difference to that point. But the larger part is our electoral system does not elect the person that the people ask for.
Right.
Like it just doesn't. And when
that's no secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a secret to the people who don't understand how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like even those who are participating in it. Like if your understanding of civic duty and voting is once every 4 years at a presidential election, and you're reminded at that point, oh, right, what's the electoral college mean? And well, I don't understand. So then how many does my state get? And how many does it, right? Like, and I'm not dismissing the privilege it takes to be able to not know and not care and all of that stuff. I'm just saying that exists.
Yeah.
And the more that we understand the comprehension level of the average American, I can't expect you to know that much, babe. Like, I can't.
Yeah. I guess my frustration reaches this boiling point when you have so many people loudly saying shit that doesn't make sense.
I don't disagree.
Like you're like, sure, you can't expect everyone.
Yeah, frustrating.
Yeah, if you don't know, maybe try to position yourself to learn, right? By shutting the fuck up and hearing different perspectives, hearing new information instead of like you said, Googling in a way that keeps you in this echo chamber, right? And like, there's no benefit to that. But again, we've moved past stakes is high. We've moved past fuck around. We are in find out. So now that we're here, there's no lessons left. And that's what I'm saying. We are in survival now. So walking and trying to like, hey man.
I think we are in survival, but I think a lot of people don't know that. So
Absolutely agree with you.
as much
Absolutely
as
agree
you're
with you.
right, there are still people who would not understand that they are now in survival mode, you know, and that we're in a point of end of whatever it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even if that's just end of norms, because people are not processing that he is going above and beyond the courts, right? They're not processing that, like, it was today.
Right.
Earlier today that this man literally said, we're going to ask people to self-deport. We'll pay you $1,000 and we'll pay for your flight for you to self-deport, because that, number one, makes a lot of sense. And we're...
This was in the same press conference where he was talking about reopening Alcatraz.
Indeed, because it's a show of great strength and weakness, and also no messing around and, you know, feeble.
He wants to reopen Alcatraz because he thinks that Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery will be there. He wants to
won't be able to break out of that one.
Yeah, he wants to reenact the scene from The Rock.
My man literally said it's a museum now, if you can believe that. And, you know, I bet you can't. Like,
Carlos,
you know how long it's been that? You know how
right.
like,
Carlos,
everything's a surprise to that dude.
Carlos said, in my mind, everybody has to have an aha moment that makes you realize the intersectionality of struggles, or that democracy just isn't working how we thought. That doesn't happen till something you care about gets affected. That's why it's both sad and exciting that people are getting riled up, across the board about due process.
I mean, fully agree. I think that that's exactly the case.
That's just reality. Yeah, sure.
That is reality.
Yeah.
It isn't ideal. It isn't great that people need to have something that personally affects them for them to go, hey, wait a minute. But it certainly makes sense, especially if you grew up in America.
Right.
It makes sense. And that's a thing that allows me to give people grace. It does not mean that I want to open the door to have the conversation of stupidity, right? Like, I'm not looking for people who believe that they're an expert and all they did was Google the one thing the one time.
Right.
I'm not looking to have that conversation, but I do have a lot of grace for Americans simply because I know what the education is here, and I know we're like. It would be real hard if you were a white person to not believe in the American dream as it is told. And I mean that even though there's a lot of white people that will never achieve it. And it's many of the ones that will never see it and will never attain that thing that are the most resistant to learning that there are alternatives.
Right.
Oh, real quick, Michelle said, my greatest rage is reserved for the Dems. They wanted to put it on everyone else to vote for them while fully and loudly being part of the problem. Even swing Trump takes... Every swing Trump takes now, they helped tee up.
You're damn right.
This is where I sit. And I sit here firmly. And it's going to take a lot of them to ever, do something good for fucking once for me to have different feelings about Democrats. But like, in all honesty, we have not seen them do any true resistance this entire time. The entire time. In running against a fascist, they were like, won't change much. Well, not too much, guys.
Don't be hasty, guys.
Don't be hasty. Won't change much. We won't, And it wasn't good enough. I'm going to continue to say that falls squarely on them. If what you have is a messaging issue and you can't figure out how to message will do better than the dude you think is dead, Like, you know.
What they call him? Boy, APAC Shakur? What they call him? But you called him something else. No,
I called him APAC Rocky.
I like that one better.
I called them APAC Mob.
APAC Mob.
Yeah.
APAC Mob. That's the shirt. I am doing that shirt. I'm doing APAC Mob. That is fire. I'm designing that shirt tonight. You will see it on the store. APAC Mob is fire.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm with you on the Dems. I think what happened was I got so tired of screaming that and being you get so mad at them at some point for so long. I was getting mad at myself for being mad at them still. It was
yeah. But like, how can I still be upset?
The Dems are Demming. Duh. Like
Carlos said, once they started capitulating the immigration stuff, I knew it was cooked. Both options were fried. Both. Like, listen, Kamala came out here as the vice president and went to Guatemala and was like, don't come. She lost me in that moment.
That was crazy. She lost me in that moment.
Not that she had me, but she lost me in that moment.
Right.
You went somewhere and told people don't come? Not while we're over. Who's talking to the businesses that keep hiring folks illegally? Are y'all gonna have that conversation or no? Mm-mm. You don't get to go to that country. You don't get to go to someone else's country and tell them, don't come here. It's not good for you. While someone like Trump is actively hiring undocumented people to work at every single thing he has so that he can get cheap labor. You don't get to, like, bitch, be for real.
She won't. Too late.
Also, Kyle said Connor already showed us the way out.
He did. Connery did. He definitely did.
And you're right.
I'm going to rewatch that joint. That joint was fire, bro.
I haven't seen it in many moons. I would be down to rewatch.
But when you watch it, you were very impressed.
Oh, 1,000%.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's why Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz.
Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz because it's a prison on an island. He doesn't understand anything outside of that. He's like, you need a raft, and they don't have rafts. Like, he doesn't understand anything beyond the coloring book. So, like, I don't...
It's a competition. The El Salvadorian president can't have the coolest Supermax prison. He's got to have one better. Let's reopen Alcatraz. And then he'll campaign. Hey, whoever your worst are, send them to us. We'll take them. We'll throw them in Alcatraz.
But we'll still be sending our worst to El Salvador. Because he told him, open up those 5 prisons. Homegrowns is next. Got to send them somewhere. We didn't even get to our second story.
The second story is like...
It's important. Let's do it.
Yeah, because I can't cuss on Thursday. This ain't going to... Yeah.
Do you want me to read it so you can respond, or?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be very quick with this one, or not. One of the two.
Thank you, Jess, in advance.
Eye for an eye until it's cops, or... in a deeply tragic sequence of events in Cincinnati, 18-year-old Ryan Hinton was fatally shot by police on May 1st, 2025, during a foot chase following a stolen vehicle investigation. The next day, his father, Rodney Hinton Jr., allegedly struck and killed a sheriff's deputy with his car. On May 1st, Cincinnati police were tracking a stolen vehicle when 4 individuals, including Ryan Hinton, fled the car. Mm-hmm. During the pursuit, police claim Hinton pointed a handgun at the officer, prompting the officer to fire multiple shots, 2 of which struck Hinton. He died at the scene. The Hinton family, represented by attorney Michael Wright, viewed body cam footage of the incident and expressed concerns about the justification for the shooting. Wright questioned whether the officer was in imminent danger and emphasized that possessing a firearm in Ohio, an open carry state, does not warrant a death sentence. On May 2nd, just a day after his son's death, Rodney Hinton Jr., 38, allegedly drove his car into retired Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson, who was directing traffic from the University of Cincinnati. Henderson later died from his injuries. Prosecutors allege that Hinton's actions were intentional and premeditated. He has been charged with aggravated murder and is being held without bond. The Hinton family held a press conference expressing their grief and calling for a thorough investigation into Ryan's death. They acknowledged that Ryan made a mistake by being in a stolen car, but emphasized that it should not have resulted in his death. Mm-hmm. Ryan's grandfather, Rodney Hinton Sr., described the incident as involving two scared people, referring to both his grandson and the officer. So he said in watching the body cam footage, it looked like there were two scared people, the officer and his grandson. I'm going to keep saying this. I'm going to forever say this until the police stop shooting people. You are supposed to have more experience being scared than anybody else. If your job is the scariest job in the world, then you should have more experience than anyone else. And the idea that a person running from you is also here to kill you every time someone runs is absolutely insane. Cannot see from the body, you cannot see him point a gun.
If I was scared of someone that is running away from me, I would stop chasing them. Just as a general rule.
Because if they're running away from me, maybe I wouldn't chase the person I'm scared of.
Maybe they're scared of me because they are indeed running away from me.
It's a thought.
You know?
It's a thought.
Yeah.
It's something that, the police being able to say, I was scared for my life. The moment they were able to get that one off, they just sat with it. Yeah. Right. And it's just been, I was scared for my life. I'm scared for my life. I'm scared for my life. Y'all be scared for your life for everything.
Yeah.
For everything.
They'd be scared for their life and then they go back to work.
Go right back to work.
Leave, bro.
Finish the shift. We ain't even taking a moment off.
My guy, get into lawn care. Switch professions altogether.
So I want to be very clear. We can dumb this entire story down to the police killed a 18-year-old and that 18-year-old's father allegedly killed a police officer. What I would call that is an eye for an eye.
Yep. Where's the GoFundMe?
And definitely hit the chat. Tell me how you're feeling about this. But this to me is if we feel solidarity with Luigi, we feel solidarity with Rodney.
Right.
Because this is a person taking a situation into their hands that has been happening, right? And these police officers continue to get to kill anyone that they come in contact with. And no MBD.
Right.
Just like the story that we covered previously. The police actually did, which doesn't happen often. The police actually being charged. Right. And then actually convicted.
Right.
Doesn't happen nearly as often as the police doing violence, right? So in the moments that happens, if the other part of the justice system is going to say, actually, psych, no thank you, we don't believe in that jury, we don't believe in even what those previous prosecutors did. We want to take this away altogether. Make it a misdemeanor. NBD.
Now,
that person is real quick. That person is on camera assaulting this woman. There was no real question about what should happen here.
Right. It's all on camera.
And what ends up happening is somebody higher up goes, actually, did he?
Carlos said, heard someone say in his defense that the cop fit the description.
Hey.
You mentioned
uniform, buddy.
You mentioned earlier that there was a level of intimidation that the cops tried to employ in this situation.
My word.
Yeah. Was that his arraignment?
At Rodney's arraignment, there were 30 to 40 uniformed police officers in the courtroom staring this man down.
And I want to respond to that specifically.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. As a father of 4 children, as a partner of someone I love very much, as a member of the community with people that I am tightly knit with. If something were to happen in which resulted in the decision making that Rodney did, 40 cops showing up? Like, you got to understand, in order for him to do what he did, he'd already come to terms. This is the decision I'm making as a result of these things that were done to me. What are y'all showing? Y'all want to be my background dancers? Y'all want to get in the photo? We can do a selfie. There's no intimidation. The level of racism that we wake up to every morning, the shit that we live under, that cloud, you can't even conceptualize it. And this man said, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm getting my lick back. Let me tell you something. He's smiling for the rest of his days.
And let me tell you, he was not intimidated by,
Please.
like, he looked those folks directly in the eye. Like,
I'm
fuck you,
laughing. What
fuck
are
you
you talking
mean?
about? Oh, nice of you to show. Awesome.
Absolutely incredible, though, because if that were any other group of people showing support in that way, it'd be gang violence, or it would be labeled as, you know, the thugs that did the like.
Yes, a lawyer would say something. Judge, we need to bring your attention to
the fact that there are 30 bikers behind me.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, it would.
Right.
But the police officers get to stand there feeling real brolic, you know. It's
categorized as them showing support for a fallen officer.
That is intimidation.
That's it. That's all it is.
Of a defendant.
That's all it is. Carlos said, when they do that little courtroom thing, it reminds me they're the U.S.'s biggest gang. Yeah.
Period.
Precisely.
With the biggest budgets.
Right.
Outside of the military.
Right.
Yeah. Like, this is, I'm going to say this. What we definitely know is that the U.S. justice system, if something happens to you, a loved one, the American justice system is not looking to punish law enforcement for punishing you.
No.
No matter which way you got punished, they're not looking to punish the people that did the punishing, right? And so they don't play by fucking rules. I'm not playing by fucking rules. I don't have a problem with what this dad did. I don't. And I think that if you are a person who has chosen this career because you thought it was going to make you a good person and you are still in that position, maybe this is your moment to realize maybe this ain't for me.
Right.
Because the entire idea that this was the most, what do they say? This is the most dangerous profession when it never fucking was and isn't going to become it. But y'all been able to ride on that for decades and decades and decades. This is a moment where it's a little bit scarier for you. Doesn't make me move, does not move me.
Right. Do we think this father would have ended up here if there was a history of accountability for law enforcement?
Hello?
No.
If he thought that something would happen to the people that murdered his son, do you think that he would be running out there to do vigilante justice?
No. But
so I'm just going to say that if you understand what Luigi did, I think you can absolutely understand and champion the same way.
And if for whatever reason you can't see it, you know, there's something you just can't figure out why it's just a little different. Stop being racist.
You don't need to be a parent to understand what that parent did.
Stop being racist, bro.
I'll tell you that.
Like, period. Like,
you don't have to have had a child to understand what it would mean if the police killed someone that mattered to you, but it shouldn't even be that. It shouldn't even take that. It shouldn't take you feeling those things directly to understand that those things are fucked up.
Yeah.
And to understand that that shouldn't be okay, that the police shouldn't be able to just kill you. You shouldn't have to know a person that was killed by the police to know that that shit ain't that ain't it. But certainly in this moment, real understandable.
Super.
Real understandable.
Relatable content.
Relatable than a motherfucker. And that's another News with My Fiance Monday night, Raw Live, in person, live Raw. In the books. Thank y'all for spending this quality time with us.
Y'all see Sinners yet? If you don't see Sinners yet, go see that, John. It was fabulous. It was fabulous.
If you have seen it, see it again.
Boom. All right. This episode was made possible by our in-studio crew, Jess, and our remote crew, Kyle G, Residual Audio, Michelle, and Rossum. Shout out to our studio sponsors, L&J Industries, for providing this dope space every single week. And a big thanks to all of y'all for listening, watching, and staying engaged. Shout out to everybody that catches it on the replay and the podcast. Love y'all. Thank you so much. Make sure you are commenting, rating the podcast too. It's helpful.
It really is.
Yeah.
Stay engaged with us all week. Follow us on Instagram at News with My Fiance. Follow Ambush, the bald guy, at ScamBeezy. You can follow me at Portland Morgan. Become a member. Sock it to our pockets at patreon.com/News with My Fiance.
Yes, definitely hop in there. At whatever level is comfortable for you, even the free level, we are having conversations in there that we want you to be a part of. We want to grow this community and continue to grow this community.
Yeah.
At an explosive rate. But, shout out
to all of our paid Patreon supporters. Casey.
C.
Share Bear.
Ella.
Jay.
Katie.
Kyle.
Michelle,
Olivia,
and Ross,
and our growing stable of free 99 fiancés. Please don't let price be a barrier. Just hop in there as a free one. Be a part of the community, as Ambush said. Thank you for all of your support and encouragement and staying engaged with us.
Hey. I'm serious. I'm working on that APAC mob shirt. But you know the deal. Don't let the individuals distract you from the systems. Poverty is a policy choice. People are for profits. Power to the people. None of us are free until we are all free. No war but class war. And go hard on systems and not people. We will see you Thursday morning, 7:30 a.m. on X-Ray FM.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. And you can catch this show streaming live on YouTube every Monday night from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And our podcast episodes are available everywhere you listen to podcasts except Spotify.